Good evening.
Hello,
everybody.
Steve. And hello, Bryce from Luxury Brands of America.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Hey, welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's gonna be fun.
It is.
Yeah.
So we will start the night by first saying hello, welcome to our podcast, and show us what you have in your hands on your desk.
Okay, so I have
Right
four.
away.
So I have four. So
Okay.
I always have 4 pens like on me at all times. So
My type of person.
say what?
My type of person.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like I sell pens for a living. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
So one of them is a Wallman Grandeur. It has
Oh,
a blue ocean wave lacquer and a sterling silver cap. It's like one of my favorite pens. I love this pen.
Oh.
Then my other pen is the new Le Bon 325 with the Jonathan Brooks Glacier resin.
Ooh.
Oh, that's the one I want. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's
I
so
love it.
awesome. I love this pen.
So beautiful.
Try to get that. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Carola is here. Hi,
Yeah.
Carola.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Friend.
Yeah. So, and then one of the other ones is the Sansa Komodo 3776. This was a North American exclusive that came out last year that we did. This was the second North American exclusive that we did. The first one was the Carnelian, and then we worked to get this one out. So I love this pen in the daylight. The blue just like really pops. It's like more turquoise than anything. And then I have a new 3776 that I can show either now or later. I'm not sure if you like
Ooh.
when you want me to show it. It's like
Whenever
unreleased,
you
like
want.
no one knows
Save
about
it
it.
for intermission.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Save it for
Yeah, I
the
feel like
intermission.
then people are gonna want to stay to see it. So we'll just
True.
right? Yeah. So among other reasons, but yeah. So this is just to give people like a heads up. So like I said, the Sansa Komodo was a North American model. So with Platinum for the longest time, they really only did exclusives for the Japanese market. And so it took us about 10 years to kind of convince them to let us work with a North American model, which the Carnelian was the first one. And then we came out with Sansa Komodo. And then it took another 3 or 4 years to convince them to let us do things. Because when you did the North American models, you were only allowed to do one color for the whole pen. And you weren't allowed to customize the nib or anything like that. So, but if you know Platinum's pens in Japan, a lot of them are multiple colors. They have a custom nib, stuff like that. So we had been kind of harping on them for the last 4 or 5 years, be like, please let us do it. So we have one that's going to be exclusive to the US. So first time ever that's happened. It will have multiple colors, which is the first time that's ever happened outside of Japan. And it'll have a custom engraved nib, which is also the first time that's ever happened outside of Japan. So we're really excited. I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like the model. I think the Platinum pens write so well.
Yeah.
They are out of the box. You don't need to do anything to it. It writes fantastically. So
yeah, I kind of call them like your daily workhorse pen, especially if you want to go with a gold nib, that's your workhorse pen, especially because the slip and seal cap keeps it from drying out.
Yep.
And the nib, I just love their nibs. And what's amazing, we went to Japan. Actually, not last October, but the last October. Wow, that went by really fast. Anyway, so we went by. Sorry, we went to Japan, and we've been selling Platinums for years, and we always knew that it takes 2.5 days to make one nib, and everything's made in Tokyo. Like they make their own nibs in house in Tokyo. But what I didn't realize is still a lot of it is still hands-on, hand done, hand finished, things like that. So there's one person cutting the tine into the nib, and they're just cutting it, and then you look over, and then there's another person hand polishing the nib and checking it, and then hand polishing it again, and then they say, so it's amazing. I mean, the amount of detail that they put into finishing the nib is something I've never seen before. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. You love the
That's
nibs.
cool.
I was just explaining it to someone, just Japanese craftsmanship, because both Alexandra and I are into art. So still, up until this day, I think some of the finest brushes are being handmade in Japan. And just like, it's very similar to that. How, those artisans and how it's still, like, that's why you pay the price you pay, because it's done the way it has been.
But also some of those like obscure pigments, like Tokyo pigments carries
and ink.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Like platinum. They do stuff like Chokuro, and like you think that platinum carbon black was like the blackest an ink could get, and then they come out with Chokuro, and you're like, oh, never mind.
Manta black.
I guess it became blacker. I guess I don't know.
And that's the same with the watercolor world. Like I have probably 15 colors that are all black, but varying degrees of black.
Yeah, that's me with the black inks. I have so many black inks, permanent inks, and all in a different shade of black. One is a bluish black, the other one is a grayish black, and then you get to the darkest black. And I still prefer the lighter version of the black because it's not too much in your face when you're drawing. So not a Japanese ink, but a Korean ink. My favorite permanent ink is Colorverse, actually.
Oh, and the permanent black?
Yeah. Look, I'm already halfway down the bottle.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, people don't really know that, Colorverse has some, it's only 3, I think, permanent inks. It's like a gray, black, and a navy. But their permanent inks are great. I mean, they're awesome,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have to agree. And also the color, like this Colorverse black is completely different from platinum black. So I like a little better the shade of this one than the really, really dark black. Yeah. And I know the dark black is beautiful to do some other type of line art. Sure. But I am into watercolor lately, so the lighter black like a little bit better.
Yeah, when you're doing watercolor, you have to have waterproof ink too.
Yeah, I have like a whole palette there released. I make my own watercolors, so like I have like a set of like 9 watercolors. The gradient from like lighter gray, to a very dark black.
That's the thing. We never know how we set them off.
Yeah,
they just randomly happen.
The 2 in your iPhone. Oh, you do it too.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Love that.
And that one is the fireworks.
It's a great time, Bryce.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, it's explosive. What can I say?
No, it's like
we're
I'm
really
mentioning
professional
this
here.
because you guys are talking about the ink and the color that people don't like. It's like you either really like black or you really find it boring. And I was like, there's so much more to it. And like in inks, you see so much.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
Letter Perfect said their 3776 celluloid and tortoiseshell is a dream. CY ground it to a cursive italic this past weekend.
I saw that on your Instagram, Ben.
First of all, CY is great. He's
Too
awesome.
many dream pens. Too many dream pens.
You
can never had enough pens.
So I think Ben got nib work done from every single nib person at LA.
Oh,
I was so jealous. Like every time I opened my Instagram, Ben was getting nib work done with somebody else.
Yeah, I love those all the celluloids from Platinum. They're great, and for the longest time, Platinum still makes their celluloid in like the very traditional way.
Okay.
Yeah, which is very volatile and very explosive to do, like actually explosive to do.
Yeah.
And the place where they had it made, like a few years ago, it literally exploded. And so for the longest time, we couldn't actually get celluloid pens because it blew up. Which isn't like a laughing matter, but I mean, it's crazy that people still, they kind of going back to Japanese craftsmanship, they still do it in the traditional way,
Yeah.
Mm.
We have discussed Montegrappa's factory exploding twice on this channel before.
Yeah. See? There you go. Yeah, because they do a lot with celluloid, right?
Same thing happened in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah. You would think they would kind of figure out a better way to make it with
We still collect it because it's pretty.
Yeah. Well,
Knowing all the risks, we still collect it.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So
Carola says she could just collect them.
Yeah.
And that's fair.
Oh yeah, Carol, I agree. That's so beautiful. Actually, I want to have a full collection of all the pens ever created. That's the hoarding level I love.
That's fair.
That's like a Pokemon level, gotta catch them all kind of.
Yes, you need to catch them all.
Yeah.
And every time I go to a pen show and Bryce know me, I go to the booth and I say, "Oh, this one, that go."
Yeah.
Go. And I end up with all the pile of stuff that I love and I use. By the way.
All right, Kari, what you have? Show us what you have.
What do I have? This week I'm writing actually with the Laban pen.
Oh, nice. Was that Wisteria?
This one has 14 karat gold and it's flexi.
Oh, I remember when we got you that. Yeah. I remember that.
So this one I love. I actually did a pen test for the show, so you can see the flex level.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Writing in the new.
Nice. Look at that. That's your Hobonichi cover?
That's the cover.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
that was really fun to work on. Yeah.
Anyways, I'm enjoying this one, but of course I have a permanent black in this pen.
Oh, of course, your Wonder Woman pen. You gotta have it. Yeah. And
I actually have another pen because it was like my week, my pink week. So I have a Retro 51 pen.
Oh, cool.
On my desk, and this one is a fountain pen. It's not like the ballpoint. I'm not into ballpoint much. I do have. But this one is a fountain pen.
Nice. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I just can't glance over this. All right, is that a Wonder Woman holding the Wonder Woman pin back there?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
It is.
Awesome.
It is.
I was like, I thought you put it down, and I'm like, that's definitely a Wonder Woman pin.
It is a Wonder Woman that holds the Wonder Woman pen.
That is awesome.
And that's it's supposed to be a remote for the the game. The games.
Oh yeah.
But it's perfect for the pen.
Yeah, there you go. We still need to get Gal Gadot one of those pens.
Oh yeah,
I've tagged her. I've tried. I'm literally just like.
I actually stopped posting her name because I got blocked. Shadow ban.
Wait, what? I don't know that story.
And then
how do you get?
You got put in Instagram jail? No way.
Was it Marvel Comics? I don't get it.
Oh my God,
DC,
no!
I'm sorry, DC.
We need to get Gal Gadot to get this pen, and I would contact her every week, and then suddenly I can't her anymore. So I was like, oh, that was the end.
Yeah, Gal Gadot's like, hey, Instagram.
But after I got kind of banned, she reposted one of my drawings. So I was like, okay, not too bad. She blocked me first, but then
she's like, this lady's crazy, but she's really good at her art.
Really good.
So
I'm just not going to let her tag me.
Yeah.
That's how I'm
let her get too close.
Yeah.
Funny.
The stalker here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So Ben apparently got 10 nibs from 5 Nibmeisters.
Ooh, I love that.
Good.
Cool.
Nice.
Well, I don't know.
He had big plans.
Show. I don't know because I don't know, but I know for certain that Tasha had. I just connected with Shushen before this meeting, and she had exclusive pens, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And she get excited. So tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, I will connect again so she can show me all the.
There you go.
All the new pens.
I love Shushen.
Anyway.
All right, Marina, what's on your desk?
Ooh, I'm glad you asked. I only have Laban.
Oh,
I like
Aphrodite.
the pink.
Yeah.
Nice.
Apparently, I'm lucky. It's like,
Yeah, that ink is so popular.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
unbelievable.
I have 2 older Labans that I've been enjoying, but I'm gonna get the new one. The one you have is the one.
Oh,
Brooks one?
that one.
Yeah.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
'cause
have
the Brook.
a Scepter and I have a Kaiser.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That's awesome. I like the Kaiser a lot. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Brooks, we were having such a hard time like debating whether we wanted to do it in the cream or the black top. And we were finally like, let's just do it in both and just give the people options, you know?
Yeah.
And then I think it worked out. You know, there's some people that really like it in the black, and like with how Jonathan's resins look, I mean, sometimes, you know, it'll have like a lot more black in it, which will be more conducive to the black one. And then other times it's, you know, a lot lighter, which will, you know, so Laban did great. They actually had, when we met with them in Ambiente, they had people, or they told us that they had retailers and other distributors like around the world asking for that pen. And they're like, no, sorry, it's just luxury brands. And or luxury brands and their retailers, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
And so next year, though, this year, they're going to be coming out. I think they're working with McKinsey and Brooks to come out with a couple other editions of it. So it'll be cool. Yeah, it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be good. Okay, so
it's all medium. I mean, that's all I have. Oh, these were like early on pens, so it was all medium.
I think that's what mine is too. Yeah, I'm a medium. Yeah.
Yeah, yours is particularly awesome to me because I am a fan of the Cambridge colorway.
Yeah.
But the Cambridge is like, it's great, but you want something like a little bit more than just like off-white.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that kind of works for people. Like,
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
What about you, Alexandra? What do you have?
Seeing as I can finally talk about it.
Ooh.
There's the twinkle.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I like that one.
That's that new JR sparkle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Twinkle. I love how, like, this is just under studio lights. I love how it sparkles.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
I just can't get over it. It's got, what does it have in it? It has a fine nib.
Oh, okay, fine nib.
Mom slightly obliqued with sandpaper.
Okay.
Wait. Was that like on purpose? Or...
Oh yeah. No.
Oh, okay.
it was on purpose.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
I just couldn't do it until after I'd filmed the content for Esterbrook.
Oh yeah, right.
Listen, did you use all the things that we were trying when we were at
you
your
asked.
house?
I know I asked.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not going to give any opinion on that. She refused.
She's like,
so,
not commenting. Nope.
I wanted to put Colorverse White Hole in it, which is a very pale color from the Advent calendar, but it's stunningly beautiful. I just didn't have the right color to match this pen. I got it in a fine. I knew it would need something. It would need to be putting down slightly more ink for this ink to work well. So once I filmed my content, Mom went to work on the nib, knowing that I had spare nibs.
Okay.
There you go.
Is this advisable? No. But worst comes to worst, I have a whole bunch of spare number 5 nibs and would have put something else in it.
There.
Apparently she channeled her inner Kari. Whatever. You take that as you will, Kari.
I can do anything to my pens, and I touch my pens, and I don't know, I floss the nib, I work on them, I make them flow beautifully, so all my pens write fantastically, but I do that with my pens.
Exactly.
To do that with somebody else's pen.
I get Mom to do it with my pen.
All right.
And the other one is the Banu hot toddy that is
Oh,
still
I love
eyedropper.
Ooh.
We have made progress though.
Let's be honest. I have more pens too.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're not counting like the other 26 that are inked up sitting beside me. But I'm really trying to run this dry.
It's like frozen.
Oh, you froze.
I mean, we're just showing pens here. Take your time.
Oh,
It's so pretty. I love how it reflects light as
Should
well.
I show my new one?
yes.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
And then I'll show Bryce the fact that I
Yes.
actually
Because we
eyedropped
both
it a
have the
Banu.
sparkly pens.
Oh, Bryce is frozen.
Well,
Oh, yes.
oh,
I saw the
Mayfair.
post. Oh, can we get the close up?
Can we get the close up? You mean like the?
Oh, like yeah, I want to see that.
Woo!
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that.
So
Very beautiful.
this guy is weird. Okay, so here I have what I have for you. This is Mayfair pens, handmade pen, and I'm kind of into handmade pens too. This is an old pen from 1930s.
Mhm.
Exactly the freaking same size. Yeah.
Wow.
But then you kind of uncap it and it becomes like a normal pen that we used to. Which
Oh,
is
cool.
fun.
Like a mini pen.
Yeah.
Very
So
nice.
this is
Cool.
kind of fun. I thought I'm gonna
I
pick
love
this
it.
up.
I like also how the cap
currency
is
of
like,
it.
I like also how the cap is like totally different from the barrel too.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
just so innovative.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of. It's kind of similar to Alexandra's, though, in
Yeah.
a way, because the
Oh,
resin is sparkly.
And yeah, so I don't know what point you froze at, Bryce.
Yeah.
I eyedroppered my Banu hot
Oh,
toddy.
nice.
And it's the
Lost
hot
pen.
toddy from Gold Spot.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm slowly running it dry.
Nice. Have you tried that recipe in the box yet?
No, not yet.
You know who made that, right?
Did you?
This guy.
So
Oh.
I don't drink, but
Oh, okay. But I gave an non-alcoholic.
I know you did, and that made me very excited.
See,
Lots of the times people don't when they do things like that, and it made me very excited that you did.
yes.
But people in my comment section were very happy that I let them see the recipe, and apparently did try it and
Good.
very much
Sweet.
enjoyed it. We
Yeah,
just
'cause
haven't tried it.
I kind of wanted like like a Armenian take on the hot toddy, so I added pomegranate juice to it.
Oh, I love it.
Nice,
And
nice,
so it
nice.
worked. Yeah, it worked.
I think it's in this box. Maybe.
Yeah.
And just like a little tidbit preview heads up from the same retailer, there's another pen that is drink themed, which also came up with another
another recipe.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
So I didn't do any of the artwork. That's all Banu. I was just like, hey, here's the the recipe. Can we put it in there? It's kind of like those two new dragon pens.
I love
I've seen those.
The write up on that I did too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
very
it was fun.
nice.
That was
That's
super fun to
amazing.
do. I just like nerded out the whole time on those pens.
Nice.
Shannon, is it pink?
No,
I think I have a pink pen.
no.
Yeah.
It is not the new pen. No, it is not pink. It's definitely not pink. No, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because
There are other pink pens from Benu, but not
And
that.
Gold Spot does have the pink champagne.
Yeah, the
yeah,
pink.
they have pink champagne. They have the Sakura Talisman,
Mm-hmm.
which has been really popular.
The Talisman Wild Rose.
There you go. Look at that. Yeah. What was there was another Goulet. We worked with Goulet and they came out with a pink one, and it's escaping me. I don't know why. It was unfortunate because it was like right around the same time that Goldspot came out with theirs, but everyone was like, screw it, I'm going to buy 2 pink pens. And it was fine.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Because they were different enough. Like the pinks were different enough. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's the thing. I've seen a lot of people get both the hot toddy and milk and honey.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
Rose tea.
Oh.
Shannon
Rose
says
tea. That's what it
rose
was.
tea.
Yeah.
Okay, rose tea.
And really, to me, the only difference between Hot Toddy and Milk and Honey was the base color. Like, they had a pretty similar flake of glitter to them and everything else.
Yeah. I think which was my favorite exclusive that we've ever released. I think it was
if you say not the Phoenix, I'm gonna be shocked.
Yeah, that one was pretty cool. Well, besides the dragon pins, I'm a little biased, but
I have this one.
The Phoenix was super cool.
Yeah, like
hummingbird. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, like
the hummingbird.
You pulling out your phone at the Atlas sidewalk sale and going, you want to see something cool?
Yeah.
And if you were the PR pics for the Phoenix pen,
I was like, look at this.
You were like, look at this thing. You can't tell anyone about this thing, but look at this thing.
Yeah, I was like, this is awesome. You have to look at this. Oh, and then I think like my favorite retailer exclusive pin was probably the Gourmet Pins True Unicorn and Dark Unicorn. Those two. I love those. Yeah. When I was working with Aziza on True Unicorn, it just came out like perfect. And then she was thinking, we were kind of going through what we should do for the next one. And Banu, especially with the talismans, they want to keep whatever, because all the namesakes, they have like the material that they put into the resin of the pin, which is super cool. So they kind of want to keep that theme going. So she was like, I want something dark, but I can't really figure out what to do. And she came out with Raven, which Raven was great. And they actually use Raven feathers like in the resin of the pin. Anyway, so that one was cool. But Dark Unicorn, I was like, well, why don't they just take the True Unicorn plant and burn it and then put it into the resin of the pin? And then it's like the dark side of the True Unicorn.
Love that.
So it's super cool the way they did it. And then the pamphlet on it is of like a black unicorn. And so I was like, yeah, okay, that you guys did good. I'm like, that's awesome.
Oh, I love that.
I love True Unicorn. At some point, one is going to make its way into my collection. It just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
Wait. We had a request for you. So William, my friend William.
Says, oh, yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Bring back
Bring back Raven Black. Yes. Yeah. So we are working on that because that was a Wonder Pins exclusive. And so Wonder
exclusive.
Yeah. So we are working on bringing it back and making it, continent wide. So it'll be easy to get.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Marina, is your pen eyedropper only?
Yeah. That one is. The little one. Wait, where is it? Here. So it's weird. It's my first eyedropper. It's not like the weird in the way that it's the mechanism of eyedropping, but you basically unscrew the nib, and you just like drip stuff in. It's really fun for sketching, I feel like. Kind of a good thing. I'm not quite sure it's great for traveling on the plane.
Have you guys ever been on a plane and you've unscrewed your pen and it shoots ink across the
No, but I have this fabulous water bottle with a straw.
Yeah.
I go up and down a hill.
Freaking rockets out the top. Yep.
You have to remember to go like this and like.
Yeah, I had one of those when like a hydro flask when I was on a plane one time. It literally just was an absolute rocket.
So many flights that I've forgotten to do it and just at 30,000 feet been miserable because
No, what I do all the time is like I leave a lot of air inside, and I keep the cap as kind of sealed as I can, and so I don't open it until I go down. But I always bring ink with them. It's not like it will be empty. It has a little bit of ink, but lots of air.
Oh, interesting. Because I get as much air out of the pens as I can before I fly.
Yeah.
And then
I don't risk it.
I travel with, like, as soon as I get onto the plane, my pencil case goes into the seat pocket with the nibs up, and that's how I fly.
Yeah. There you go. That's safe.
Yeah.
I've never, it's always interesting when I always hear like really bad, I guess kind of depends on the pen that you take. But I've never had a really bad experience flying with pens before. You know, I fly with a lot of different pens, but I've never had a big issue with it. So I'm not sure. Like what happens when people do have a bad experience with it. You know.
So I've had Twisby vac and whatever diamond I think with me. It was all fine. I think the biggest problem is if you're someone who uses vintage stuff. I think that's the problem.
That makes sense.
It's just like modern pens are not that fussy.
Yeah. I think their caps seal better too. So then you don't have the changes, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, my diamond, I think, leaked a little, but it was just fine. It was nothing really, you know.
Yeah, Corolla says she hasn't had issues with flying.
Yeah. Really, any leak post flying that I can clean up with a Q-tip or a Kleenex doesn't count as like a massive issue. It's
no.
This is not a problem.
I always think I'm gonna have my pens like in my backpack in the compartment above me, and I'm just gonna be sitting there reading my book. And as I'm reading my book, I'm just gonna see ink drop. That's like my worst fear. That is my worst fear. That and then it's just all my pens are just.
And then there will be forever be a spot stained on the roof of a plane where Bryce was traveling.
Right. Yeah, and you're just like, and people are like, "What? What in the world?" Yeah.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? How many pens do you carry usually in your?
Usually 4. Like I pretty much take this Girologio pen case everywhere. So I'll pretty much have 4 on me at all times. Sometimes I'll also have there's a slot in my backpack where I can put another pen. So technically probably 5, but that one's always a roller ball, like a Waldman roller ball.
Oh,
yeah.
Just in case you need a roller ball for something.
Exactly.
That's what I have for when people are interested in my pens, but they've never used a fountain pen before.
Yeah.
I give them a nice roller ball. Yeah.
Exactly.
Not risk it.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. It's like the easiest way to get them to be like, oh wow, this is like really nice. Like I do that with my mother-in-law a lot. So I'm like, I gave her, I think her first pen was a rollerball Benu bourbon. She was like, this is awesome. Then I tried to get her into fountain pens, and then she got ink all over herself. And then we went back to rollerball. But it's okay. She likes the pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about the design too, Some people, they will not get into fountain pens because they feel like it's a hassle, You have to ink the pen. You have to get inked all over the hands. But, in my work, and I work at school and teaching, my coworkers, they will never use a fountain pen. And I have other teachers that use fountain pens, and sometimes we get together to bond around fountain pens. They don't understand why we use fountain pens.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they like the beauty of the body. So, for example, when I bring the Benu pens, everybody's like, what pen do you have today?
Yeah. Yeah.
And they like the body, but they don't like that it is a fountain pen.
How many pens do you think you have?
Oh, I do have more than...
You have a lot. You have a lot. Now,
I have you want to know the number?
I guess I should say, how many pens do you have inked up at one time? Is it like, well, I'm just saying, is it a lot? Like, do you...
How many will you admit to having?
Kari, have we seen all of your Benus?
251? Nice. Wow. You beat me.
That's just her currently inked. That's her currently inked.
That's a lot, man.
By the way, they are not all inked because what happened is that I put ink to all of them to bring to you.
Oh.
I went to visit Alexandra and I was like, inking pens. Okay, this one with this ink, this one. It was like a hassle to catalog.
She showed up with a suitcase and we thought it was close.
Now, what I'm doing, I'm separating those ones, and I am in the highest level of midterm assessment corrections. So I am already using those ones, and those ones that are out of ink, I already washed. So.
There you go. No, I wasn't saying it because of that. I was just more curious, like how it's always interesting because some people are like, I have, let's say, 1,000 pens or something, but some people are like, well, I'm gonna ink up and use one pen, and then I'm gonna put it up and then use a different one.
Oh no,
different one. I'm not like that either.
No,
that'd be
ink.
wild.
I want to have different colors at the same time. I want to have a variety of colors that I can use for drawings. And sometimes I use the ink in a pen, and I just push the ink out to have drops of ink so I can do ink splatters. And I use the ink like directly from the pen.
Okay.
So it's kind of having the color on the go if I bring the pen without having to bring the ink.
There you go.
Yeah. So many different pens. I like to match the pen with the color of the ink.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what you have to do. You know, it was really funny. Actually, we were sitting there. Sorry, somebody was asking me for the link. Just 1 second. They're like, I can't find the link for the YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so we were sitting at having a meeting with Waldman, and we all take out our pens, and I have the Olea, and I left it at work, which is like my favorite Waldman like ever. Love that pen. And I put Colorverse Walk the Dog in it, so it's a perfect complementary green. Mm-hmm. And a couple of the people from Waldman were like, oh, you guys color match your pens. Wow, that's like, and I think my mom had a blue, and then like I love them, but they're German. They're very like analytical. They're very
black pen.
Yeah, they're like black
Marina's
and silver. Like when we first started distributing them 5-6 years ago, it was just all black and silver. Yeah, and just black ink, And so when they saw us matching inks to the pens, they were like, okay.
Wow.
Oh, everything. And the thing is, like, Mom, not matchy about her pens. Yeah. Everything in my collection must match.
I've met your mom, and I can see that. I can see how you guys are both. Yeah, I can see that.
The funny thing is, though, Bryce, I ink up all my mother's pens.
Oh, you're writing with black today, Mom.
No, it's like she comes down to the studio, she picks her swatch.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I would like that in this. And I go, okay.
That's awesome.
She's claiming she inks her own pens.
Yeah.
I will argue. Okay, you inked them in a single YouTube video. And I have inked everything since then. You do not. I protest. Great. Have fun.
Excuse me. Oh, so cool.
And you'll see my mother again at Chicago, Bryce.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Sweet.
She's my camera person this year.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. I'm already reserved for Chicago, so luckily I will go. I had a bad luck with the Baltimore Pen Show because I didn't do my reservation on time. It was bad luck. And then they contact me to teach a workshop, and then I don't have hotel. I don't have the way to get there. My husband is out of town during that time. So it's like, I'm not driving alone.
Right.
And then no hotel, nothing. So I was like, okay, I politely say, unfortunately, I cannot teach the workshop. I was like so sad.
Yeah.
I have already many workshops prepared because we are getting ready for Montreal Pen Show. And it's going to happen in the month of May. So it's right after Chicago. So
it's right after Chicago
at the beginning of the month, then Montreal at the end of the month.
Oh,
wow.
You're doing all your workshop prep for in-person stuff, and I'm doing all my workshop prep for online stuff because YouTube members are getting all of my online work, all of my in-person workshops online.
Very nice.
So
nice.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. The Chicago Pen Show is great. I love the Chicago Pen Show. It's
so much fun.
It's one of my favorites. Not just because Atlas is right across the aisle from us, and I'm really close with Brendan, so that's always fun. But it's just like a great show, And this year it's also going to be in a new hotel, so that'll be.
It is, and I'm interested to see the layout.
Yeah,
because I've been hearing some things.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We're doing a Colorverse Chicago Pin Show ink for it too.
Ooh.
It's gonna be really nice.
Last year was this one.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. The Chicago Pin Show ink, actually we just got the PDF like sample from Colorverse today for it. It's really nice.
I am very excited because they've done with Andurilium in the past. But
this size.
I love the Andurilium bottles.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right.
But much like Kari, I've got the little baby one.
Yeah, the little babies. Yeah, that's so cute.
I love the little babies.
Yeah. They're like the most adorable ink bottles ever. Totally impractical. Like you cannot fit anything in them.
You can't ink anything up with them.
Yeah, they're so cute though.
But when you put them with all the other bottles, they look really cute.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can put those ones on your mini desk.
You know, if you have like the Colorverse mini bottles and then you have a Benu Pixie together.
It's
overload.
Okay.
So
let's talk about
the Benu Pixie.
The Pixies?
We have questions.
The first video with them came out yesterday, I think, was when you sent it to me, Marina.
Yeah.
They look spectacular.
Yeah. Yeah. So picture pins is let's talk Pixies.
Shannon's level of excitement over the fact that you were on the show tonight.
Yeah.
And then her disappointment in the fact that I would not give her a link to join.
We want to know.
So the Pixies, so how the Pixies kind of came about is, you know, Benu's kind of bread and butter. How they got really popular was the Briolette and the Minima years ago. But the main issue with those two pins wasn't the fact that they both didn't have a clip. It was that both would not post on the back of the pin, which like, it's fine if you don't post on the back of the pin, but if you want the option, you want the option. So, you know, they had a ton of success with the Euphoria and the Talisman, and they focused on that for a while, and they really wanted to go back to, you know, something smaller. And our main thing was like, okay, if you do that though, like clip or not, it has to post. So they did a great job. I mean, when we got the box is literally like this big. It says Pixie on the side. Hold on. I think I did something today.
There was a picture up on Instagram.
Yeah. If you go to our Instagram, luxury_brands of America, you'll see the video. It's pinned at the top. But the box is so cute. And let's see. Where is it? Yeah. There it is.
Oh my goodness.
So that's like the back half of the box and the top half of the box, and we just like kind of put them on top of each other to show you the whole thing. So the box is totally different. It's like an actual box, you know, that it slides out. And those are so cute. I wouldn't say I have like gargantuan hands by any means, but I wouldn't say I also have small hands. I would say they're decently average for a male. And the writing experience with it was super comfortable.
Yeah, I like that it was sort of
so excited.
I like that it sort of fell in between like ridiculous and quite practical.
Right.
Because one sure went very far to one side.
That's amazing. I think they used the Astro Gem kind of a clip, but not clip. The cup, so it's more squared.
It's like it's really interesting. The barrel is totally smooth, and then the cap is totally smooth, and then it's just got this like flat part.
Yeah,
and I think that's meant to kind of be like a roll stop too for it. You know,
I like that.
Those are so cute.
Do you have a favorite color in the Pixies?
You know, which was really nice that they did, because we were also talking to them, and there's so many people that want to get into Benu, but they might not be into super sparkly pens, you know? And so, even their least sparkly, like the caviar, or something like that, it still has sparkly flake in it.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we suggested is like, hey, why don't you do something with just no sparkle? Like, and see how it goes.
Yeah.
So they came out with a blue, a brown, and a black version of it. And I love the brown and the black. Just because I think it'll hit a demographic for people that may have not wanted Banu. But if you're asking just like in general, I really like the plum cream one.
Okay.
Which is let's see.
I like that. I like the oh yeah, that's a beautiful one.
So that one's super cool. It's literally like a plum color and then cream on top with gold in the middle. So I've never seen a pen like that. Icy Violet's pretty cool too. I like that.
Yeah, that one.
Which one?
The silver and the turquoise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honey,
love that.
If you had to like twist my arm and you're like you cannot pick one of the non-sparkly ones. You have to pick a sparkly one.
Yeah.
It would be honey bronze.
Where
is it?
Can I have all?
Yeah, right. I know this one.
Oh my goodness, that's
I love it. She's also the cap's kind of clear, which is very weird for me because I usually hate clear caps because if it gets ink on the inside, I hate that.
Okay.
But it's just so cool,
I like that.
Yeah. That's why I put a matching ink in this because I couldn't handle it with the converter in it. It was driving me crazy.
Yeah.
So it got eyedropper, and then it got a matching ink so that when ink got in the cap, I didn't really notice.
Yeah. That's true. That's a good point, actually.
I have to agree with Carola that it's impossible to choose. They are all beautiful.
Yeah. And the price point on them is really good too, so you could get a couple,
I know that I'm going to have to choose though. And so at least for my first one, it's going to be the Aqua Glow.
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll see if we'll see how many others end up in my collection over time. But to start with, as somebody else said, the plastic Kaweco Sports are like jelly beans, and I went, I collect them like they're jelly beans.
Yeah.
I've got 10 of them.
Yeah. Well, and for people, for example, that they don't want to go overpriced, like some people, they will like to have the experience of writing with fun pens. They want to have the mini pen. They want to have the pocket pen, but they don't want to spend a fortune on it. I think it's a good pen to have. It's beautiful. It writes fantastically well. And the price is not like killing your budget or...
Right. Yeah, it's definitely the most like easily accessible Banu that they've released, Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And they're just so, and also the big thing, we've never really done well with pocket pens, just like in general. Waldman has pocket pens, but Waldman's pocket pens are expensive, So they're really big in Europe. And so when Banu told us about the Pixie, and then we saw it, and we saw that it was a pocket pen. We were like, "Oh crap!" We're like, "Oh no!" But
it's going to do well. Trust me.
Yeah, we were like, "I really hope this does well." But it just from like how we've always done with pocket pens, it's never been like a knock out of the park.
Yeah.
This release was a knock out of the park. I think they just really hit the look of it. Like the look of the pen is not super weird. It's very approachable. It's a very attractive looking pen, tiny little pen. And, I think they just hit a lot of marks that they needed to hit with it. And they did a great job, So, like they usually do. So,
and I think so many of us have Kaweco Sports in our collection.
Yeah.
Like going for something slightly smaller from a pen brand that most of us already have, or at least know of. They're not that much more expensive than one of the special edition plastic sports.
Right. So. And it's kind of got that Kaweco Sport look too.
Yeah.
Like the body shape and style of it is kind of like it. It's a little fatter than the sport. And
it's like got the fun colors that sports have been doing recently.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big thing in pocket pens is that like we want the fun colors. We don't just want boring.
Right. Exactly.
Apparently Drum Goals is almost sold out of them already.
Yeah. So we basically announced it, and then we, all the retailers' orders were coming in, and then we place an order with Benu, and then we always add a certain percentage on top of that to keep stock. And normally we have a pretty good idea based on how many retailer orders come in of how much back stock we need to do. So if it's super popular, it might be 40 or 50% extra. If it's not as popular, it might be like 10 or 20%. This one was really popular, so we did a pretty heavy back stock on it, and we've pretty much already all sold through that too. So so we have to send another order to Benu, and they've done really.
So what's the chance this pen will be available from you at pen shows this year, or are people better to try and pre-order it?
No, we'll definitely make sure that we have them at pen shows. So Benu was nice enough to send us 2 samples of every one of them already. So we'll take those, like we'll have those in Baltimore to have to show and sell to our retailers. And so we'll at least have those. And then we always pretty much, when we do an order, especially if it's something like this, we're like, okay, we have to have pen show stock. So we'll like kind of place an order specifically for pen shows. So
there is a question over there that says about the Schmidt's nib.
Are they tuned or are they just normal Schmidt nibs?
So as far as I know, they're normal Schmidt nibs, but they're very picky. They're very picky.
I can answer that question because I saw what they did.
You were there. That's right.
I was there. Yeah. So I visited not last year, the year before. I visited Benu headquarters, and they have a person actually testing all the pens. And they actually install the nib. They do deep samples, they clean, and then they go to this kind of dry space where they. But all the pens are really well out of the box, and you can ink these pens with shimmer inks, and I use shimmer inks in all my Venus because I want to match the color of the body. Never clog a pen, never. And I have extra fine. This one that has permanent ink has extra fine nib, and never had an issue with permanent ink. So,
all the Benus, I mean, like technically they're just Schmidt nibs, but man, they write really, really well. They were thinking of maybe like a year ago of switching everything to Yovo, and everyone was like, please don't do it, because everyone got so used to how Benus write with the Schmidts, and they always write. I mean, I can count on probably one hand in the last like 6 years of us working together that we've had an issue with how the Benu has written, So, they were not at the California Pen Show that I could see. So they weren't there yet. They're, I believe. I was talking to Kate today, and she said they'll be shipping from Armenia February 26th.
Okay.
Yeah, so they should be. It kind of takes maybe like 4 or 5 days to get to us, and then anytime we get a big launch like that, limited edition, new products, anything like that, pretty much all regular orders we shut down, and then we start getting all the pre-orders out. And most of the time, our warehouse team is great. I mean, they're rock stars back there. They can pretty much get out a new launch, no matter how big it is, in same day to like 2 days tops.
Wow.
They'll have all orders out. Yeah. It's crazy.
You work well.
Yeah. They work their butts off. They're great. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. So,
they've,
I would say people will probably have it. If you've already pre-ordered it from a retailer, you will probably have it like mid to late March at the latest, I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe I can get one for my birthday.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
We need to make a special one for you in Wonder Woman colors. I think.
Oh, that will be a best gift ever.
Yeah, right?
When's your birthday?
March 16th.
Ooh,
See, there you go.
nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So coming soon. The day before St. Patrick's. So
Nice.
yeah,
That's awesome.
that's a good one. Anyways,
Should we show them the new platinum?
Sure.
I've
Yeah.
made them
Yes,
great
that's
for
the time. I
$55.
was going to say, let's go up to the more luxurious item you have.
Yeah. So for anybody who is just joining us, I talked about the North American models that we have come out with luxury brands and platinum, but there's never been a country exclusive only. We've had North American models. Korea has had their own, but pretty much outside of Japan, you were never allowed to do multiple colors or a special nib.
Mm-hmm.
So we have one coming out this year. It's probably going to be. They've already shipped, but we have to do all the photography. We have to get all the photography done and do all the marketing and all that ready to go. So it'll probably be April before it's actually, announced. Or we'll probably announce it in mid-March or something like that. But anyway, so it's called Mountain Mist. What it is we were inspired. We're in North Carolina, and with the massive floods and everything, we were inspired by just like the beauty of the Blue Ridge Parkway and just how beautiful the high country is in North Carolina. So there's a picture kind of the Blue Ridge Parkway at dusk. And we took all those colors and put it into the pin. So I'm going to show you the nib first. Hopefully it'll show up. It's, no, you're not going to be able to see it. Sort of.
Oh, sort of.
Oh, yeah.
So you have mountains and then like kind of mist underneath it. This is just a sneak preview too. So everybody can, you'll see like it really good later. But this is the pin.
Oh.
So it's all sandblasted. The grip and the cap is one color. The barrel is one color. And then it's kind of hard to see here, but the tips are a slightly different color. They're like a bluey gray. So this will be coming out in probably April. It'll be called Mountain Mist.
Oh, right. Very nice.
First ever time that we've been able to do anything like this outside of Japan. So
congratulations.
Thank you. It only took 15 years, but hey, here we are.
Yes.
It was worth it though, it was worth it. So,
As long as it was worth it, really.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
exactly.
We've talked about Benu. We've talked about Platinum.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to run through every brand that Luxury Brands represents so
Sure.
that the people know? Because there are many. Because when I was scrolling the website, there were brands that I didn't even realize that you guys had in the portfolio.
Yeah. So we do 11 brands from 8 or 9 different countries. So we do. Let me see if I get them all. We do Noodlers, Colorverse, Benu, Nebula. Nebula Note, their Colorverse's sister company.
Yep.
Endless Stationery, D. Charles Leather, Girologio Leather, Waldman. Platinum. Thank you. Platinum. I already said Girologio. Oh, Laban and
Retro.
Which one?
Do you have retro? No.
No.
Retro's
Yeah.
You have
Oh, we do Ink Miser too. Ink Miser's our brand, as well as Girologio. We own both of those. Yeah. I think that's awesome. I'm kind of going in my head. I'm going down like the aisles in the warehouse, going, okay.
Oh yeah.
This side's Noodlers, this side is that. So it's great though. I'll start my day talking to one of our manufacturers here, and then we have a meeting with Kate in Armenia, and then at night we'll have a Zoom call with Platinum in Japan, and then the next day I'll talk to Colorverse in Korea, and then I'll talk to Laban in Taiwan. So you're literally just talking to people all over the world. It's really cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a good job.
Oh, incredible. And all the brands that you manage, I always think that you have an eye for something that is innovative, like including the German brand that you're mentioning, like Waldman for me is such a sleek pen and very, very unique. I like the way that they carve in the cup, and sometimes beautiful designs, and it's so fantastic to have like
they're top notch. Waldman's amazing. I mean, they're just, and a lot of people, there's so many fountain pen stores that are just online. It's hard to really appreciate Waldman for what it is until you actually feel it in your hand. Once you feel it in your hand, you're like, okay, I have to buy this.
Exactly.
So
I need one. I don't have one yet, but I tried it. Actually, every time I go to your
the leopard Waldman. So here's a better photo of the mountain mist, so everybody can kind of see.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So that'll be coming out.
Oh, don't freeze.
Oh no, I have to ask my question.
Today has not been our day for Wi-Fi.
I don't know. Yeah, me too.
I know.
I've had some weird Wi-Fi stuff going on.
Yeah. Okay. So, here you go. So we're at Ambiente. Actually, Waldman came out with a couple like crazy pins this year. One of them is my dog is crying at the door. Sorry if you can hear that. So one of them is the heartbeat pen, and look at the nib.
I know.
See the tines? It's the tine they cut like a heartbeat into, so that's super cool. It only comes in broad because it has to work its way down, but that's super cool. And then they were showing us all the novelties for this year, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna have the leopard," and I'm like, "The leopard? What's that?" And he showed it to me. I'm like, "Oh, leopard!" They say it so much more elegantly than we do, But what's really cool, so I'll show it to you. They what they do is they CNC engrave the leopard in pattern into the cap, and then they lacquer over the entire thing, and then they take a CNC machine and then shave it down to where, and then eventually, so and then eventually you see it both have like kind of the same playing field. So that's this one.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah. And when we first saw it, I'm going to be honest, I was not a really big fan of it at first because it was so out of pocket for like what Waldman normally does.
Yeah.
And then I kind of realized, I'm like, well, my wife just bought like 2 leopard things. Like she bought leopard pants the other day, and like she's got a leopard. And then you start walking around the show, and you're like, oh, that lady's wearing leopard stuff, and that lady's wearing leopard stuff, and you're like, oh, okay, leopard's back in stuff. This is probably going to be the best-selling Waldman they've ever done,
Yeah.
Super cool though. So the leopard is that's going to be an ongoing item. It's not going to be limited edition. But yeah, so it'll be cool.
Yeah, that's going to be cool. Very fantastic. And all the new inks and the new Girologio, I'm obsessed with it already. I have a couple of these big
those we used Girologio before we even distributed them, before we owned it. It was really the only cases that we found that we could take to pin shows, especially with pins like Waldman being metal. They were really difficult to transport and not get damaged. Or not even damaged really, but like marked up, if that makes sense. So we always used Girologio, and then we started distributing them, and then the opportunity came about for us to purchase it, and we're adding colors now. We have a plum, a pink, a green, and a blue in the zipper cases coming out soon.
Yeah, so I was going to ask about those colors. Is there a chance that those colors will be in other things?
Yes, so they are coming out. They're going to be in the best sellers. So they'll be in the 1, the 2, the 3 pin, the 6 pin or 4 pin, whichever one, 12, 24, and 48 zipper too. So we're going to be, and they'll all have brass zippers and things like that. Because, black and brown and tan, they have their space, which is fine.
Yeah.
But the biggest feedback that we got when we purchased Girologio is, please, for the love of God, bring colors. So we're giving the people what they want. You know,
Shannon, I like that you think I was not going to ask the question about color, as I impatiently wait Goldspot to restock Galen leather and something other than brown.
Right.
So that I can get, my folio thing. And
the good thing about Girologio is it's got the felt on the inside.
Yeah.
So you're not going to, a lot of times, because leather, actually, I was just talking to Drew about this at Farney's when I saw him the other day when we went up to DC. We were talking about, leather is porous, and so what soaks in can soak out, especially depending on the temperature and the humidity and things like that. So having bare pins on bare leather sometimes might not go so well. So all of Girologio's either have like a cloth like that, or it's a soft felt.
Yeah, the soft felt, I saw it.
Yeah. Do you only have the bomber brown one?
I actually got them when I got it at the show,
okay.
It was DC, you only had that color. But then when I went to the Philly, you had this other color too. So I want to get other colors.
Yeah. So and that's been a great brand for us. We I worked on launching the Girologio website. So if we ever do special limited editions or things like that,
You're unstoppable.
I do my best.
Hey, that's so cool.
Yeah. So it's been a really great brand, and it's been one of those things where we've never been a manufacturer before.
Yeah.
So when you're thinking about new products and what to do, there's a lot to kind of figure out, where do you want the logo to go? What kind of zipper do you want? And the biggest thing that I was saying, I was like, it's a YKK brass zipper or it's nothing, And so, it's been fun to kind of develop new products and stuff like that. And luckily we have really good manufacturers here in the US and in India that just churn out. I mean, we come out with crazy ideas and they're like, here you go.
Can I ask you about your team over there at Luxury Brands? So I know that you have your family around you and everybody kind of have great ideas and everything, but how do you normally work? Do you have a team to design these products that you're coming out, especially with Girologio and the stationery aspect of it?
Yeah.
How many people is in your team coming up with these ideas?
So we have 7 people at the moment. And so my brother and his wife work in the warehouse, and then me, my mom, and my dad. Mom and dad are CEO, COO. I was just promoted to executive vice president, and a lot of the product developments, I want to say, is really team based. To be honest, there will be certain things that certain people, like the dragon pin that I did. I pretty much just took that and ran with it. Of course, I kind of gave people, talked through the pamphlet and stuff like that. What do you guys think? And they're like, take this out, change this, do that, The Mountain Mist, my mom and I worked really close on that. We were looking at Pantone colors on plastic swatches for days. We're mixing and matching them. We're putting these here, that there, The Glacier 325, my mom and I worked together on. My mom and I do a lot together because we're like the idea color people,
Love that.
My dad, he's CEO, so he's, kind of running the company and making sure everything is lined up the way it's supposed to be. And he also, contributes to product development and stuff like that, but not as much as my mom and I do, if that makes sense.
And I see both of you actually kind of behind all the creative aspect and the way that you represent like a good portion of these amazing brands that you carry. And the new models, like you're coming up with new products constantly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, there's never a dull moment. That's for sure. You know, and it's either you're coming up with, and a lot of people I guess don't really understand or know like kind of the point of distributors. I guess a lot of times manufacturers will have really, really high MOQs. So I would say like 98% of the retailers in the US just wouldn't be able to handle it. You know, I mean, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars of an MOQ, or, you know, you have to bring in 250 SKUs or something like that. And it's just not realistic for most retailers. So we work to bring in all the product and then help the retailers out to where if they only want one pin, they can buy one pin from us, or they can buy 100, you know? So it's our job to try to get the product into as many retailers as possible, but also we work really closely with the manufacturers all the time just on what the tastes are in the United States. Mm-hmm. So going to pin shows, talking to people on Instagram, things like that. I mean, I can't tell you how many ideas have been given to us by people on Instagram just saying, hey, you know, it'd be really cool if you did that, you know, or this. And then people are like, oh, I'd love that. I'd love that. So we're like, hey, let's think about that. So we really do try to make sure that we give the people what they want, you know, and us being fountain pen people anyway, it kind of helps that we're like, well, I would like to see that too. So, you know, so yeah, it's, there's always something, that's for sure, you know.
So are all 7 of you fountain pen people, or do some of you favor ballpoints and roller balls over?
No, so definitely people. So there's a couple people that definitely favor ballpoints and roller balls, but we've bougied them up for sure. They're like the only roller ball I'm going to use from here on out is a Waldman. I'm like, there you go, you know.
Yeah, a standard has been set.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So we have a great team though. They're all great. You know, everybody works really, really hard, and you know, a lot of us are family, but some of us aren't family, and it's we always try to have a family atmosphere, you know, with everything that we do, whether it's communicating with our retailers, communicating with our amazing consumers and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
I
didn't even know Waldman made a mechanical pencil, but I shouldn't be surprised.
Oh. Yeah, so Waldman does everything. Waldman will make pretty much almost every pin that they make, except for the pocket pins and the manager, because the manager is like an integrated piston. Mm-hmm. That one, all their pins come in a mechanical pencil. Roller ball, ballpoint, mechanical pencil, 18 karat gold fountain pen, and stainless steel.
Ooh.
Honestly, I think the fact that more brands do not make a mechanical pencil is just sad. Like,
yeah, I know.
I only use mechanical pencils. Give me fancy bougie mechanical pencils.
Have you ever tried the Pro Use Platinum mechanical pencil?
No.
What? Okay, I'm sending you one.
Okay.
You gotta try that. You want a bougie mechanical pencil?
That's a platinum.
It's a platinum mechanical pencil. This thing's got what they call the snork system.
Oh my god!
Why the hell they call it the snork system? SNORK. I will never know. But it allows you can twist the grip, and it allows the lead to either retract. Like if you push too hard, it retracts into the lead neck. Or
Shannon wants to know what it was called.
Snork. Yeah, it's called this. Hold on, let me get it over. The snork system. Yeah, it's the snork system. I
hope you were bringing a whole bunch of these to Chicago, because so many of these people are coming to Chicago and are
got it. There you go, right there, snork. Yep.
And that would be a dream for the artist, you know, like we draw with pencil all the time.
Mm-hmm. Also, so Le Bon, we saw these in Ambiente. They'll have clips on them. These are just prototypes, but Le Bon's coming out with really cute mechanical pencils.
Oh, I love the colors.
Yeah, they're colorful. They're cute. They're gonna have little clips on them. It'll be great.
Yay!
Yeah.
Because
I like that.
There's always
this all
stuff.
came up because like I've just done a whole thing with Monteverde of photographing their pens for them, and I was looking on their website and I realized Monteverde does mechanical pencils, and I was like, why don't more people do mechanical pencils?
Yeah,
mechanical pencils are important.
Because like there seems to be a gap where the really high end, like Yardo Lead does a mechanical pencil.
Yeah, right.
I'm never going to carry around a Yardo Lead mechanical pencil.
Right. Exactly.
If I have Yardo Lead money, I'm getting a fountain pen.
I just got a vintage silver mechanical pencil.
That Platinum came out with a vintage silver mechanical pencil that looks like that.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull up. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you a pro use pencil, but it's like $38. That's what it looks like.
Oh, okay. Look at that.
They do limited editions. Like they just did a limited edition. Jet Pens will be getting some. Atlas will be getting some, and a couple other people. That it's the pro use pencil, but it's frosted silver or frosted gold.
Ooh,
pretty cool. Yeah,
that's cool.
So those are pretty cool. Yeah.
Apparently, Snork. I knew. Yeah. Are You My Mother? One of the best children's books.
Snork is a sound an elephant makes when it sneezes when its trunk is down. That's good.
All right. I look forward to trying that mechanical pencil.
Yeah.
Currently, the ones I use are used and abused because I've had them since high school. And then I've got my grandfather's Schaefer mechanical pencil set. But I have not found the refill lead for it yet. Because it's from 1959.
Yeah, like this one. This one is
apparently they use 3 different sizes of refill lead in that time period, and I just have not taken it to a store to find out what type of lead it fits.
Interesting.
Yeah, but there are many vintage people that will carry those leads probably, and
I might have some.
I'm gonna go to lay wines. Like,
okay.
I'm gonna that means a trip to Yorkville, and who wants to go to Yorkville on the weekend? Like, honestly, I would.
Don't be sending me to Yorkville. That's all I got.
It's like there are so many parts of the city that I'd rather be in on the weekend than Yorkville.
Yeah. Well, something about traveling. I went across the lake. And instead of going to the bridge, which takes, I don't know, triple the distance, we have the possibility during the winter to cross the lake by car. So
fun.
On the lake, we cross the lake by car to the other side, go to the antique store, come back with a new mechanical pencil.
That's so...
Only in Canada.
People like mechanical pencils, apparently.
Yeah,
I have one.
So everybody, if you're really into mechanical pencils, go try the Platinum Pro Use.
Oh, the
thing is awesome. Pro PRO /US. Yeah. I think they still come. They used to come in 0.3, 0.5, and 0.7. I think they only come in 0.3 and 5 now. I'm not sure, but anyway.
Okay.
Like this is the tiny little Schaefer one.
Nice.
Oh, I love that.
And it's got a little eraser.
Oh,
so cute.
And you guys out here in Canada are built different. I did a vendor show on a frozen lake in Alberta once. What?
Oh,
nice.
Like, come on up, buy my stuff before the ice melts, please.
Yeah, honestly,
we all die.
See, I'm looking at Shannon's comment and going, yeah, seems pretty normal.
Yeah, that's fine.
Seems pretty normal.
Born and raised, lived in Texas for 18 years. That's wild to me.
Like the snow pile in the grocery store parking lot is over 30 feet tall.
Yeah.
It is taller than the light posts in the grocery store parking lot.
2 snowstorms back to back. It was like no stop.
It was like, I remember in Boston in 2016, we had a big snowstorm. It was called Snowstorm Nemo. And we broke the snowfall record. And we got, I think it was, for Boston, it was a lot, but we got, I think it was like almost 70 inches in February of snow.
Oh, that's
right.
It was just...
The last time we had this much snow, according to the women in the grocery store today, was in the 70s.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen here.
Yeah. You're like, what is happening? You know?
Like, the kids have missed almost 30 days of school.
Yeah, that's not good.
We left the house on Friday,
Mhm.
went to the grocery store, got home, and then we're snowed in for 5 days.
Non-stop.
crazy.
It was really crazy.
Like,
That's wild.
it's not been great.
When my wife and I, we went to Iceland right after Christmas this year.
Yeah.
And we were driving. I drove us like all throughout like the southern part of Iceland. Man, I'm telling you what, those people in Iceland, they're built different. I don't know how they do it, especially because you also only get they only get like 5 hours of sunlight, 4 hours of sunlight, something like that. Like,
Yeah, I've lived that life for 1 year from my fintech. I used to work in tech for one hot year of it.
Mhm.
And so I lived in Tallinn, Estonia, which is kind of across from Finland. It was terrifying.
yeah.
Also, I went there from after graduating from school in Rome, Italy. So like the difference between those
Yeah.
two
Oh yeah.
is
Like
crazy.
warm and sunny all the time.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Well,
I was talking to
I
I was talking to one of the locals, and I was like, how do people in Iceland, like even in North Carolina, it's like, yeah, seasonal depression. We only got like 9 hours of daylight, and, and I'm like, how do people deal with that? And they were like, the government's actually really nice once the the sun starts really, not being up for that long. They do 2 days on of work, 2 days off, 3 days on, 3 days off.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, that's the only way to do it. Because you'd go and because you'd literally get up, it'd be dark. You'd go to work, you'd leave, it'd be dark. And you're just in constant darkness for like 4 months.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense. Yeah. No, Norway has like, I think in some remote places, they have like mirrors situated somewhere on like hills. So it kind of reflects the light.
Oh.
But it's just intense.
Yeah.
You're like, you see that? That's where the light is, but you can't see it. Yeah.
Like I very briefly pre-cancer did a year of university in Thunder Bay, which only it is the top of Lake Superior.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
It is up. It is about 10 hours from Manitoba. It is up near Minnesota.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
I had my second semester, which was the winter semester, an 8 a.m. class and a 5 p.m. class, and classes all day.
Oh.
Just who never saw the sun, because the sun came up at 9:45 and the sun set at 3:30.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so for many weeks, the only days of the week I saw the sun were Saturday, Sunday, and alternating Thursdays.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I was in school, as soon as daylight savings went away or came back, I can't remember which one it was. Anyway, went into class. It was like 2, came out. It was 4. It was totally pitch black. I remember, like, as a Texas boy, like when like the least amount of sun that we get a day is like not. I mean, it's still a lot. Like in the summer, the sun will be up at 7 and it'll go down by like 11. Like, a lot of sun. So that's what I was used to. And I come out of class and it was pitch black at like 4:30 or 4:30, and I was like, this is going to be a problem.
Oh yeah. No,
Oh crap.
I was texting Marina 2 days ago, and I was in a bit of a mood. And she went, "Do you have a day late?" Because
I had to get one of those.
Yeah. And we have one. And miraculously, suddenly I'm a much nicer person after having a little bit of artificial sunlight.
Yeah. I know, it's crazy.
You need that.
Yep.
Ian, sounds about right for Thunder Bay. Yeah. My time at Lakehead was short and brief because cancer, but also I hated winters in Thunder Bay.
Oh.
I hated because it snowed for the first time at the end of September. And there was still snow when Mom and Dad came to pick me up at Easter, which was the end of April.
Yeah.
But I think I am more productive with journaling in the winter because when I come home, nobody bothers. Everybody's kind of hibernating.
Yeah.
They get into the cocoon of writing. And I don't know.
No one's
I
like, let's go outside.
More productive.
Yeah, exactly.
In the summer, we go more out. And I do lots of outdoors in the summer, but in the winter, I'm not a winter person.
Yeah. I could see that. I could see that you're much more of a summer person.
Yeah. In the winter, I am happy here inside my office.
Yeah, my wife's really funny because she'll be like all ready for winter. And then as soon as New Year's is over, she's like, all right, I'm done. Time for summer. Where is it? She's like, enough of this.
So I was really pro snow and pro winter until probably the end of January.
Yeah.
Probably about the time we hit snow day number 20.
Yeah.
Like then the appeal started to wear off.
Yeah.
And now we've got a 10, 12-foot snowbank on our front lawn, and I'm going, okay, I'm really done. And now we're going to the grocery store and there's no produce and there's no milk. And I'm like, okay, I'm really, really done.
Mm-hmm. Yep. For sure.
Really, by February, it's enough is enough. Yeah. And that's how I feel this year. We've had enough snow. I'm tired of snowstorms. I'm tired of being snowed in.
We had
I'm tired of the highway being closed. I'm done.
I remember last year we got snow in April. At the beginning of April.
Don't tell me this, Kari.
We need to ask the groundhog.
Yeah. You're like, hey man, what were you doing? Were you drunk that day? What is happening? You know?
Wyerton Willie apparently said that we were having an early spring. I don't know that I believe him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Apparently
the drunk gopher needs to go back in his hole. You know, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Apparently we had more snow. Shannon is near-ish last week than we had all of last year.
Oh wow.
And that sounds about right. Honestly.
Huge.
Toronto had more snow in 24 hours than they had all of last season.
Mm. Yeah, I've heard it wasn't.
It's
like the most you've had in the last 30 years or something.
Yeah, total. Yeah, in total for that period of time. Yeah. They're saying up to 3 weeks for everyone to be plowed out. So. Oh, apparently we're getting more winter. Yay.
Yeah. There should be more pens winter theme related. Fountain pens. I think Ben released a couple of winter fountain pens, I think.
I was about to say, what's the chance of Benu doing a snowflake pen?
Snowflakes.
Well, they had one.
They have one. I think they have. I don't have it because I'm not going to get a pen that has winter in it, you know?
Yeah, no. I mean, they definitely had one with snowflakes. I remember that.
Yeah. Oh, icy theme. Oh, you got it? I don't know which one is it. I think they released one that has like snowflakes or something.
Oh yeah, it was the Astro Gem this year had snowflakes.
Oh,
the Christmas one.
There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah,
it's not the internet's night tonight, I guess.
Apparently.
Yeah.
We were talking about ice theme or winter theme pens.
Oh yeah. Benu really likes doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get ice theme pens or maybe similar colors, but I don't want to you kind of use that pen in the summer.
No, yeah.
I don't have a pen that I can use all year long.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why.
Vodka on the rocks. Very icicle-y.
It is.
You can take it that way. I see it as a disco ball.
That is true.
Yeah, you can do it that way.
That one. Actually, there is kind of like a wintry color. This one is from Atlas. It's an exclusive.
Oh, the Millennium Park one?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that one.
That one is cool too.
Yeah.
All right. So I have a question because I need an update. Long story short, I'm a potter. So North Carolina is kind of like very close to me because whatever, lots of pottery stuff in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when things happened last year, you guys had a fundraiser.
Yeah.
For Affected Party, which was the Origami Inc.
Mm-hmm.
So any updates on like how are they doing? Anything you
know?
Yeah.
So the whole Asheville or Biltmore Village, was just totally wiped out. If you went and saw videos or pictures of the Biltmore Village, the water was so high it went up almost over the entire top of the Wendy's. It was about 25 feet high over the water. So a lot of the high country still hasn't been, recovered at all. There's some. The biggest issue too is there's a lot of people that now when it happened, the federal government came in and designated like their house areas as 100-year flood zones. So they weren't letting them rebuild their house. They're like, so you now own useless land, which really sucks. So, even until maybe a couple weeks ago, there were still people like living in tents. So, but Origami Inc., luckily they still are doing business through their website and things like that. And the stores had to be totally torn down, rebuilt along with everything else in the Biltmore Village. So it's a process, but they're doing good. And we're basically just drop shipping anything that they need, if a customer, because they can't hold any stock.
Yeah.
When they were talking about the flood, they were thinking the flood, they put a lot of the pins on top of like a 6-foot shelf, I think they said, farther into the store because they had a flood. I think Jonathan said a few years ago, and it was like 4 feet. So they were thinking, it's just gonna be like 4 feet. It might just like wick the bottom of the door because his store has like quite a few steps to get up to the store. It's like 4 or 5 steps to get in. So he's like, there's no way it's gonna come up this high, and it completely covered the building.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was really bad, but I appreciate you asking. So we did that fundraiser for them. And they got all the proceeds from that fundraiser, and there were a couple other people, like I think Narwhal helped to them specifically. We have a couple other customers in there in downtown, like Asheville, and one of them is Cheap Joe's Art. And so when I was talking to them, we were thinking they thought that they had a lot of damage in their Asheville store. So we were actually going to do a donation, split the donation between Origami and them. But they were totally top-notch class act people. And when they got into the store, they were like, we actually had no damage. Please give all the money to Origami.
Oh, so, wow.
Yeah. So they called us specifically and we're like, we don't need it. Give it to all them. So
yeah,
super cool people. Yeah.
Yeah. And so generous of you also to organize all this for them.
Yeah, we've worked with him for so long. I mean, he knew my grandfather because my grandfather started the company. So he's known us for a really long time, and we've known him for a really long time. And it was just he's also a really, really funny customer. Like anytime he submits an order, so all of our retailers have a portal that they log into, and they can basically just add a bunch of products to the cart. It checks out, and then it exports to our system. And anytime he does an order, he always makes like a funny note of like, hey, can you throw in like a rubber chicken for me or something like that? So one day we were like, you know what? We're going to go get a rubber chicken and we're going to give it to him because he kept asking for a rubber chicken. So we gave him a rubber chicken. We went on Amazon, we bought a rubber chicken, and we stopped and put it in his order.
So funny.
So he's a really funny guy. He makes the orders funny. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that they are being helped. But yeah, it's sad what happened. Like natural disasters have been really crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. In the pottery community, we lost like known businesses. That were just like no more.
I mean, there was. I mean, you just have houses just completely swept away because it wasn't just flooding; it was also, landslides, and the landslides would be taking entire trees with them. So and then, you had this huge amount of flood water, and then it was this, a bunch of trees, and it just acted like a bulldozer for houses, And I mean, it tore the road up. I mean, there was no concrete left. There was no. I mean, it was. So, yeah.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
Let's pray they recover.
Definitely. Yeah.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah.
So, all right. It was so nice to have you, Bryce.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And we will see each other in Chicago.
Yeah.
So see you there.
I'll see you there.
And thank you for the people that also commented and stay connected with us until the end. We are a late time show. Thank you, everybody.
We're not that late tonight. It's like before 9:45, and we're signing off. Like this doesn't.
I mean, Aziza goes in, goes on much later than we do.
Aziza doesn't start until 10 p.m.
Bailey, definitely come say hi in Chicago for sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Thank you.
Awesome.
I will be hanging out at a booth, but depending on where your booth is this year.
Yeah.
Like I'm apparently across from Atlas as well, so.
Oh, there we go. You're probably just like one of the tables with us,
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll have a great time.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Scotty, I'll see you in Dallas for sure.
Yes.
I'll be in Dallas. Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right.
We'll see you. Thanks again for having me. Thanks, everybody.
Excellent.
Bye.
See you at a pen show.
See ya.